YouTube, what's going on? My name is Argon. Welcome back to some Fortnite informational, instructional, and conversational type content. Today, we had the big finale for the Cube. Mr. Kevin the Cube apparently was his name. I didn't really know about that, but Kevin the Cube, you know, the cube that appeared out of nowhere, it's been moving its way around the map every 25 to 50 minutes, depending on, you know, at what point. More recently, it's been speeding up. Finally made his way to Loot Lake. Once he got into Loot Lake, it disappeared, basically melted into Loot Lake, and now the bounce properties of the cube are now in the Loot Lake, so now you can actually jump around on Loot Lake. It's pretty crazy. I didn't actually get a chance to witness it live in game. I had to watch it on stream, so I don't have any gameplay footage of it, unfortunately, like I did of the rocket. But I want to talk to you guys about this Season 5, how it's been going, how it ended, and really, the fact that Season 5, in my opinion, is the worst season in all of Fortnite so far. But before I do that, of course, I want to remind everybody that we do a giveaway on this channel every single month. We do 1,000 V-Bucks, the most active user. So if you want to get in on that, make sure you are subscribed, turn on notifications, and stay active in the comment section down below. In addition to that, if you are following me on social media, I do post clips on Instagram. I do post clips on Twitter. And of course, I engage with you guys a lot on Twitter. That's my most active platform. You can always join our Discord, follow me on Facebook. I'm trying to get the Facebook going. But either way, the most active people will get handpicked by me every single month to win V-Bucks. That's all there is to it. But going back into the Season 5, guys, now I've been playing Fortnite since basically October, since it released on console. I know it released on PC a little bit before that, the Battle Royale at least. I have only been playing on console since then, but I've been playing for a very long time. I've been playing before there was even seasons, and by far, Season 5 is the worst. It's not even a question in my mind. From gameplay, from the storyline, from the loot, it's just been bad all in all. I've been feeling this way about this season for a long time. It's been my least played season because it's been just not very fun. With the weapons they've introduced and with the way they've nerfed building, they've just made it a spam game. I don't really like it. Lately, they've been making some changes to improve this, though. The spam meta was really bad this season. The drum gun really dominated the gameplay and made it just a dumb way of playing the game. They kept nerfing the crap out of shotguns, so those were basically useless. And now they've brought in a new shotgun that has high damage, but if you're not accurate, you're trash. I guess that's fair. That's kind of how the pump was when the game first came out. If you were not accurate with the pump, you were going to get demolished with a tac shotgun or other shotguns. Or those are the only two at the time. But other weapons like the ARs were super powerful at the time. So I'm cool with that. I'm cool with them making a weapon that's super powerful but rewards accurate play. I just have to get better at it. I wish it did more. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Lately, they have been doing some stuff to kind of change the spam meta, which is good. They removed the drum gun. They added in the grappler. I've talked about this before. Summarizes my theory on the gameplay meta. I don't know why they're going this route. Some people seem to think they're starting to feel the burn from other potential games that are coming down the pipeline. There's a lot more players in the Battle Royale market now. They would be smart to try and get ahead of that in order to make themselves stay the #1 game in all of Battle Royale, if not all of gaming. Now, after we talk about gameplay, of course, I want to talk about the other reasons why this season sucks. The storyline is crap. Like, what is this storyline? There's no theme. I don't know. They had this big build-up. Worlds Collide had this potential to have a really cool theme to it, and it's literally been nothing. There's been no hype. Nobody's really cared. This is not the same. The Cube hype was nothing like the Rocket hype. Everybody was going crazy over the Rocket, and I was in the game for the Rocket launch. Pretty sure we didn't have Playground at that time. We did not. So everybody had to watch in-game. That made it that much more cool. This is just, the Cube was pretty lame. Here's the thing, here's why I think it's not that great. It's cool. The Cube itself is cool. The sounds it makes is cool. It looks awesome. The things it does are pretty crazy. But how it fits into the storyline is not good, because a storyline has an arc, which is basically the path that your characters follow, actions that happen to them. Every story, every good story has an arc. It's basically the way you trace the plot and how you understand things to go down. And as a viewer or, you know, consumer of the story, you try and think about what is coming next. That's what makes a story good. If a story is just random stuff, it's not very good. Part of you enjoying a story is trying to understand what's going on, relating to it, and trying to predict what happens in the future. With what's going on with this season, there's no way to predict what's happening. There's no characters. There's no progressive arc that makes sense. It's just been this Cube came out of nowhere, which literally nobody expected. There was no hype to build up to it. There was no codes or secret Easter eggs to build up to it. And it's just been behaving in such a weird and erratic way that nobody's been able to piece together any actual storyline, which to me means there really is no storyline. They're just making stuff up as they go along, and I'm not sure why. I'm hoping, and this might be true based on Epic being just such a good developer, that this is a minor random piece of a much bigger puzzle. Hopefully this all starts to come together. I think I've heard it will relate a little bit to Season 4 with those characters and that storyline. That would be super cool. There's definitely a relation because the cube is kind of tracking. It came from the rift. It's kind of going back. It went back to Loot Lake, which is where the rocket actually disappeared into the rift. So there is some correlation, and we'll see. Hopefully it does have something to do with it, but either way, for now, the storyline's pretty boring and there's no hype to it, and the season's almost over. So maybe this just means Season 6 is going to be super awesome. We'll see. Now the next reason why Season 5 sucks, the stuff was terrible. The loot, the item shops, just not very good. There was a few bright spots here and there. You know, you had the Ravage costume come out. A couple other cool costumes came out, and then of course some of the LTMs that came out were pretty cool. But other than that, the item shop, nothing really crazy to get excited about. Battle Pass to me, this season was not the greatest. Last season was way better. This season was meh. I didn't really care for any of the costumes that came out in the season pass. None of the gliders. Some of the back blings and stuff were pretty cool, but for the most part, pretty whack. But either way, it's still a good value, don't get me wrong. Battle Pass is awesome, but this one not that great. Either way, that's the Battle Pass, and that kind of summarizes for me why Season 5 was not that great. One last thing I've noticed, I'm gonna look into this a little more as time goes on. This is just a little sneak peek on a potential future video. I've been noticing a lot of the same players in my lobbies. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I really get stuck on people's gamer tags. I don't know. It gets me triggered when I die to people, but I tend to see people over and over again lately. And now that hasn't happened in a very long time. Now, if you guys have been watching Fortnite since day one, a lot of the PC players, the big streamers, used to run into each other randomly all the time in lobbies. Like Ninja would run into Avery, would run into Myth, they'd always run into each other a lot because the player base was small. Now, the player base has expanded so much, you'll almost never find somebody twice. But recently, I've been finding people in multiple back-to-back games. Now, this could be one of two things. I can't remember people's names enough to recognize persons from day 1 to day 2, but from one game to the next, I remember names. Now, this could be one or two things. One, it's probably just their matchmaking situation, their algorithm for matchmaking probably puts people together in kind of cohorts of 500 or 600 players. That way they can make lobbies faster, and then they'll break that up after 5 or 6 games, and then they'll create a new grouping of people that they can put into lobbies faster. Or it means the player base is getting smaller. That was the case early on when you would see people more and more often. That was because the player base was small. Getting into lobbies was easier with the same people over and over again. Now, with the player base they have, is not an issue, but I don't know. I'm seeing it again. Does that mean the Fortnite is starting to dwindle? Are people getting bored of it? I don't know. We'll see. Either way, Season 5 was trash. In my opinion, the worst season of all so far. It made me not even feel like playing Fortnite. So we'll see. Hopefully Season 6 improves. Hopefully they bring in some better stuff, better items, better story, better weapons that make the game more balanced. And hopefully it is just more fun. I hope they bring back Friday Fortnite from Keemstar. That was just super cool. Either way, that's my opinion, guys. My position on Season 5. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. How long have you been playing Fortnite for, and which was your favorite season so far? Again, I would love to hear from you down below. If you did enjoy this video, though, make sure you leave a like. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe. And if you're not following me on social media, those links are down in the description below. And as always, guys, my name is Argon, and may you never die to a bush. Peace.